Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder once again with another Reddit story for you. This one is titled, Am I the Astronaut for telling my brother's girlfriend that she just got a shut-up ring? There's the shut-up ring? My 22 male stepbrother, Noah, 24 male, met his girlfriend, Lily, 22 female, years ago through me as we are longtime friends. They've been dating for several years now, and my stepbro has never shown interest in proposing to her. I know this has been bothering her because I've seen messages on his phone where she has sent engagement rings. I've heard her outwardly mention her Pinterest board dedicated to engagement rings, and countless times she's mentioned how she'd want to plan her wedding in front of us. My stepbro always gives her the, yeah, okay response, or says she can do whatever she wants because it doesn't matter to him. In my opinion, not caring about your wedding is a huge red flag, probably because he never planned to get married. But she just got lost in the idea of getting to do what she wanted with the wedding. This is a saga that has been going on for years, mind you. What changed was my bro got her pregnant. Still, he did not propose to her immediately after hearing of her pregnancy. It's taken over 3 months, and I think he finally just got worn down. This is no fault of his girlfriend. I really think she's a great and wonderful girl, but my stepbro is kind of a jerk. I always thought that she'd one day wake up and realize that, but because he was her first boyfriend, I don't think she ever really had anything to compare him to recognize that. They announced their engagement to our family this weekend, and I had to ask her if she genuinely in her heart thought he proposed to her out of love or obligation. I wasn't doing this to upset her, but I felt as if I could see the proposal for what it really was, and I don't think it's fair to her to just be settling because she's pregnant. I mean, I know she obviously must love him at this point, but she has to know his feelings don't run as deep. I just think she deserves to be with someone who actually loves her. I'm going to red flag this right now on OP's part, because his stepbrother has never come out and said, I do not want to marry her. He is putting words in his stepbrother's mouth, and it sure seems at this point it's because he has feelings for her. And I think you guys, yeah, OP has the crush on her. OP's got feelings for her. That's why he's creating this reality in his head, and he's like, he doesn't love you as much as he should, and the he should part is as much as I would. That's dangerous. She asked me, why else would he propose? And I basically broke down what I said above, and it's a shut up ring to satisfy her now that she's pregnant, and also get his dad off of his back, who has asked him, when's the wedding, every time since they've seen each other for months now. She didn't even try to deny it because it was so obvious. She just said, I think I need to talk to Noah. And they left soon after to expectedly have a much needed combo. I guess she waited a few hours to tell him because Noah showed back up at the house later that night just to rage at me over what I said to Lily, as he should. It was insane, which accurately describes him as well. A clear example of how he's a loose cannon and lacks stability that Lily needs right now. I felt like I was in high school again when he was flying off the handles and his dad was having to hold him back. Before he left, I basically told him that the truth hurts, and he can't blame me for the doubt that his actions have placed on his intentions. He told me I was an asshole for upsetting Lily and to stay away from her. I responded that he wasn't a king and didn't get to dictate our longtime friendship. Am I the astronaut for being honest with my friend? Yeah, because I don't think you were. Also, OP, you're an asshole for not being honest with yourself. That's the biggest thing you're an asshole for here, which has led to all of these other problems. He has never confided in you that he does not want to marry her. He has never told you that he was proposing out of obligation. He never gave you any indication other than not getting actively involved in like wedding planning and being excited about things. You cannot take somebody's lack of excitement and write a whole novel for how they do not care, and this is obligation, and he does not plan to marry her, and he can't provide her stability. Everything that you're saying is a red flag against you, not your stepbrother. Well, yes, she deserves all of these things. You cannot say that he is not going to give her any of these things because you don't know. It's their relationship. You don't get to decide. You don't get to come out and say this is how someone feels when you don't know. You just decided in your mind that he didn't feel this way about her because he wasn't expressing it the way that you would. He wasn't giving her the life that you would. At some point, you're going to realize that all of this is coming from a place of jealousy, and then you're really going to feel like an asshole. Are you guys seeing the same thing? Or am I seeing he's willing to risk her happiness on his fantasy being correct? Emily Nelson. Agreed. And now he's already harming their relationship because it's not going the way that he would have it go? I think for him, he finally spoke up and finally meddled. He waited until she was pregnant and stepbro had proposed. He waited until like it was too late. And once it was too late, it's like it bubbled over inside of him. And he's like, well, now I have to meddle. Now I have to destroy this, because if it keeps going the way it's going right now, I'll never get to be with her. Okay. OP, I'm going to give you this. Nancy, he should have talked to his stepbrother first. Agreed. He's got this narrative in his mind, though, that his stepbrother is a caveman, though. And that, it's not worth talking to him. The respectful thing to do would have been to have that conversation and be like, hey, is this legit? Or are you doing this just because you have to? Like, how do you feel about this? Like, getting to instead of just putting words in his mouth. And I think where stepbrother, this is not his fault. This is not the stepbrother's fault. But giving people blank lines or no response allows people to write their own response. Always finish the sentence, right? So in this case, because he didn't say how he felt, his stepbrother was able to just concoct his own version of anything, because he hadn't said anything contrary to it. And if he hadn't said anything contrary to it, it must be true, right? No, that's an ad hoc fallacy. You can't go around making up your own realities for people, but he's making this up because he has these strong feelings for her. OP, if you're not already in counseling, highly recommend you do it. Tell your counselor, your therapist, this story, and then start from there. Start from there. This is not healthy, OP. You can really care about somebody and you say you were friends before your stepbrother and she got together. It's not healthy. Not healthy. So the question was, am I the astronaut for telling my brother's girlfriend that she just got a shut-up ring? Yeah. I'm throwing you all the way to ask on one here, because you are actively damaging a relationship that is in a very volatile state already, because she's pregnant. They just got engaged. They're at the very beginning of their lives together, and you're with it because you're jealous.